Hey everyone, Chris Stoltz coming at you today from Merchantville, New Jersey. And the reason I'm here is to check out their Merchantville toy show that's here. There's also a whole town-wide yard sale happening as well. So let's check it out. Check out all the vendors just lined up all over there. The thing I like about this show is that it's a street fair, so there's just all kinds of toys just out and about right on the street. It's a shame Dave's not here, or else he'd be all over this whole box of Blu-rays. Look at this, all kinds of good stuff. Unfortunately, all kinds of things I think I already have, and I think he might already have as well, but, you know, wishing you were here, buddy.
Oh yeah, I know. I just like them. Okay.
Our friends at Toy Cantina are here. Unfortunately, no Muppet stuff, but we'll keep looking. All right, now we found our first Muppet-related items at the show. We have these Dark Crystal Garthams. Check those out. Those are Toys R Us exclusives. That's cool. They also have the Dark Crystal Think Geek Fizz Geek 1-to-1 replica. That is awesome. I just sold one of those myself. Those are very hard to come by, extremely rare. They're asking a decent price on them, but I don't think I'm gonna pick it up because I'm just for resale anyway, but that is super, super cool. If you've ever seen that Fizz Geek, it looks just like him. It's very, very realistic. It's awesome. Very cool Dark Crystal stuff here. Look at all this cool stuff. I don't see any Muppets in here. There's a four-head hi-fi VCR and a VHS rewinder. I mean, Dave, if you were here, you'd be all over that. I wonder whose junk all this is. I mean, look at this. Alf, bed sheets. Oh, it's Big Kid Toy Store. Oh my God. Of course it's their stuff. Oh, it's not junk. It's toys. It's a Donald. Look at all this cool strawberry shortcake stuff. That is awesome. Yeah, is that Ray Fillet or what's his name from Finding Nemo?
Finding Nemo.
Yeah, like Mr. Ray.
Forget his name.
It's Teacher Ray. Yeah, something like. We're gonna go swimming.
Yes. That's right.
Something like that. Like, get on the gravy train. The Soul Train. It's one of those things. Oh, it's all those things.
Just keep swimming. I know
yeah,
that one.
Right.
No.
The motto of the day is just keep hunting.
Just keep hunting.
Just keep hunting.
That's
You never stop hunting,
Totally.
especially for Muppet stuff. You never stop hunting,
Totally.
especially at the Big Kid Store. Ha! I kill me. Man, Dave, see, this is what happens when you're not here. They bring out all the cool stuff now. What started in hell will end on Earth. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, this giant banner. I mean, how cool would that have that looked in your library? But, you know, since you're not here, the hell with you. But while I was in hell, I almost missed all these individual sleeping attires. You got all these bed sheets. You got these Star Wars bed sheets and even a whole set of Sesame Street bed sheets. Here we got Roosevelt Franklin. That's cool. You don't see Roosevelt Franklin a whole lot of stuff. Cookie Monsters. These must be vintage because they don't put him on merch anymore.
No,
but
not at all.
Man, Big Bird, hairy monsters in there. That's really cool. Yes. All right, I've been schooled. All right, now which way should we go? Should we go left or right? Let's take left. Let's be a little different. We're gonna stay on the same street we've been on. We'll go to that main piece later, but we'll take this left-hand turn and see what else we can find. And right off the bat, there's a whole bunch of magnets made from comic books. And we have the Dark Crystal Archive Edition, the Labyrinth Archive Edition, and the Labyrinth variant cover, all as giant magnets. That's really cool. You don't see that very often, so kudos to this guy for making some magnets out of Labyrinth and Dark Crystal comic books. There's a bunch of really cool vintage items here, a whole bunch of really cool stuff, including a whole bunch of vintage masks, but sadly no Muppet masks. Man, that's criminal. Check these out. They have these Sesame Street, these are like Fisher-Price film reels. We got Sesame Street Numbers and Sesame Street On My Way to Sesame Street. Those are really, really cool. Man, tempting. I love like the film reels. You can actually see the film reels in there at the bottom. That's awesome. Super, super cool. They even have one of the Fisher-Price movie viewers that you can try right here. It has a cartridge of Pinocchio in it. Check this out, the Fisher-Price movie viewer. That's awesome. Too bad The Sesame Street ones are not pre-installed. I mean, I guess we could install them and check them out, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just leave them over there. But that's cool that you can try out the picture movie viewer for your own self. Now, back down the other way. Checked out all these vendors over here. So now we're going to go back down the other side and see if they have any Muppets. So far, not so much. All right, here we go. All kinds of cool vintage stuff over here. Check out that Pee-wee's Playhouse lunchbox. That's really cool. Ecto 1. A lot of really, really cool stuff. Patricia, if you're watching, they have all kinds of Flintstones, the live-action movie stuff. I know how much you love that movie. They even have Dino, which of course the Jim Henson Creature Shop created. Check out all these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie toys. They got all the turtles. They got the Shredder. They got some Footman. They got Turtles 2 stuff. They even have Tonka and Raza from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. That's awesome. Of course, the Jim Henson Creature Shop created these characters for the movies, and they are very movie accurate. That is really, really neat. Here we have some Muppet action figures from Diamond Select Toys. We got Statler and Waldorf, Bunsen and Beaker, Gonzo and Camilla. Who else we got here? Oh, we got the Kermit, Robin, and Bean figures. Those are neat. Those are probably our first actual Muppets so far. Awesome to see. Check out these vintage Playskool Sesame Street puzzles. We have Happy Birthday, I think it's Happy Birthday Bert, or just Happy Birthday in general. I'm not putting it together to find out. We also have another one featuring Cookie Monster, Grover, and Oscar. Check those out.
Josh, I have a first. Yes, so Josh.
We were on vacation, so I just wasn't there this past summer.
And we're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have our Christmas Thanksgiving dinner there. Believe it, like they got a whole backstory now. Yeah, I get a whole backstory.
Again, Patricia, if you're watching, more live-action Flintstone toys. We got Fred and Barney, otherwise known as Rick Moranis and John Goodman, in Flintstone form. Over here in the plush, there's a Big Bird and a laughing Elmo. I'm not sure what he's laughing about because there's not enough Muppets at the show. So it looks like I finally found something I am going to pick up. In this box of CEDs, they have Rocky 3, they have Roger Moore as James Bond in Moonraker, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Star Trek, the motion picture, and Jim Henson's Tales from Muppetland, Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, and the Muppet Musicians of Bremen on CED, RCA Select-O-Vision Video Disc, CED, Capacitance Electronic Disc System. Check that out. Artwork by Drew Struzan. That is amazing. You don't see Muppets Musicians of Bremen. I think they only released it in CED, Laserdisc, VHS, and maybe Beta back in the 80s, and that's the only time it's ever been officially physically released, so I am definitely picking this up. In this bin of just random stuff, I found this vintage Cookie Monster plush toy. I think that's by Fisher Price or something. I'm not quite sure who he's by, but man, that's cool to see. I used to see these all the time back in the 80s. You don't quite see them as much anymore. Put out by Playskool, that's it, Playskool, not Fisher Price. Look at all this stuff. I mean, some of it looks like Dave stuff, but I don't know why I would possibly think that. Oh my God. It's Boothbag Greg and Beth. Right. Look at this amazing, amazing stuff over here. I mean, I have a question though.
Sure.
Have you hugged a monster today?
Not yet.
I did.
Do you want to be the monster I hug?
I want to be the monster at the end of this hug. I will come around and go out of my way. I'll go through somebody else's booth even to be the monster at the end of this hug. All kinds of crazy stuff here. Look at this vintage Cookie Monster small plush in a plane. That's why you rarely see them all kind of connected that way. You're usually one piece or another piece. You don't see them all together like that. That's really cool. I kind of love the facial expressions on him. It's just so weird. And why is he in a plane? The whole thing is just bizarre. Gotta love it. Here we have some more Sesame Street Playskool plush. Here we have Big Bird Loves You. These were, I think, put out by Love's diapers. Like there was like a promotion with them. And we also have this Cookie Monster plush. I think it's also from Love's as well, but I think he's missing his diaper. Watch out for that. And you always got to keep looking for things. Underneath this table, we have a vintage Play School Sesame Street puzzle. We got Grover going backwards. Marshall Grover with his trusty horse. That's awesome. Check that out. What's he saying on it? He's saying, gotta search for more Muppets. And then one booth over, basically, is the same Big Bird Loves plush. It's still in its bag, and as you can see, it's definitely a Loves promotional item. That's the Loves logo right there. That's really cool. Big Bird Loves, 10 bucks. Gonna pass on him, but super cool. Oh wow, this is really cool. We got some Miss Piggy ornaments here. We got the head with the angel. We got this one which is sitting on a present. And then we have the infamous Sigma Miss Piggy piggy bank, where you put the money in her cleavage for some reason. Never quite sure who approved this, but that is so awesome to see. Always, always a hoot when you see the Miss Piggy cleavage bank. All right, so that's gonna do it for the show itself. But the reason that this whole show is put on is it's put on by Play with This Toys. They want you to come and play with their toys. They want you to come and check out their store. So let's go check out what they have inside. Look at that, there's an awesome Kermit there. All right, let's check it out.
You're out of money. I would bet it's 50%. Right, it's totally his fault. He set this whole thing up. That's what I was thinking. And again, why did you buy this? A lot of my time. What game is it so I can go buy it before? So they get them out here.
Over here they have a bunch of reaction figures, including the Sesame Street reaction figures. You have the Yip Yip Martians, Lefty, Guy Smiley. That's awesome. Just the three of those repeating. Very cool. You don't see them on merch. I'm glad they're finally making merch of these characters. So very cool to see. Check out these Boglins. Of course, designed by friend of the blog, Tim Clark. Those are awesome. They got the King Topper. They got King Spook, Drac, Bogo Bones, Blobkin, Crazy Clown. All kinds of awesome Boglins here. We even have the Kid Robot Constantine plush puppet there. That's cool. Of course, they have the Kermit window clinger like they have in the window here. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think he would like.
They even have the Gonzo window clinger as well.
I just wanted to five. I'm just like, I don't even need to be 6 bucks. Just give me 5 cents. There's no one between.
Hey, at least you don't have like preference. Yeah. Hey, she doesn't understand. She's like, that's not funny. I'm like, that's right.
She will put limits.
It's that, so you respect it. Simple as that.
Well, it's hard to argue with someone when they're technically correct, because you're like, well,
People don't want to hear that.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's my wife. She's like, no, she's right. It's just me, and she doesn't yell. Which I come from an Irish family where everybody yells.
They also have these NECA Dinosaurs action figures. They have the Baby Sinclair and Earl Sinclair Ultimate action figures. These are really well done. If you love dinosaurs, you gotta love these.
This figure. I got canned right away.
That's not good. That's
What Robert's age. Cool.
Down here in the case, they have a whole bunch of Muppet items. They have a Wacky Wobbler Miss Piggy bobblehead. They have these Statler and Waldorf action figures. They even have Lefty, the Lefty finger puppet, but he's missing his hat. I would totally pick that up if he had his hat, but unfortunately he's not. But man, super, super tempting. They even have a vintage Fraggle Rock Schleck or maybe Applause Boober PVC figure. That's cool. They even have these Super 7 Sesame Street blind box action figures here. And what makes these interesting is that while the Bert and Ernie are exactly the same figures in the open box versions, they have these variants of the other figures. So they have an orange Oscar from the first season of the show and a translucent Cookie Monster that you can actually see the cookies that he's eaten inside. That's interesting. Of course, they're blind box, so you never quite know which one you're going to get. Let's see which one I got. Again, I said they're all blind box, so you never quite know what you're going to get. And I can even get this thing open. All right, now that I got the top flap open, get the rest of it open, and we will go in here. Oh, it feels like it could be Bert. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Bert. I can kind of feel in the bag there, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bert, which it is. As you can see, there is Bert, and it comes with Bernice, nicely bagged there, bagged inside a bag. All right, so that's going to do it for the Toy Show Street Fair. Now we're going to go see what we can find in the surrounding flea markets or yard sales, whatever you want to call them. They're all over town. I don't know, we got kind of a late start on the day, so I think many of the flea markets slash yard sales are over. Like, these people are already packing their stuff up, but maybe there might be a few still happening. I don't know though. Yeah, it's not looking good. Most of the people I've passed are already packed up. I did see some things earlier today, but right now, not seeing very much. So I looked around, and most of the people that were having yard sales packed up for the day. So I think that's just gonna do it for this adventure. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time.